Hello there, and welcome to Ms.RedNebula's PlanCo tips. Today I'll show you how to put together a medley using multiple in-game music tracks and sequencers. A music speaker will only ever play a single music track. You could put together a larger audio file with multiple tracks and import it into the game, but that's a lot of extra work and would require people to download the music separately if you wanted to upload it as a blueprint. However, if you place a sequencer, you'll notice it has an audio tab. Let's make a little medley of all three of the Western piano tracks. So set the first sequencer to Western Piano 1. I'm also going to name the sequencer to make it easy to tell them apart later. Now we'll place two more sequencers and set them to Western Piano 2 and Western Piano 3 respectively. If you press play now, nothing happens. That's because the sequencer currently does not have any length. Go to Make Trigger Sequence and add a display group. You don't need to connect any objects to it, just set its time. Normally you'll want to set it to the length of the track, but for this example I'm just going to play the first few seconds so you can see the effect. There's a nice fade out after 5 seconds. You might have to experiment with the time a bit to figure out the full length of each track if you want to play the whole thing. Now we'll do the same thing to the second sequencer and the third sequencer. Finally, we place one last master sequencer. For this one, make sure to change the audio tab to No Music. Next, connect all three of the other sequencers. The first one starts at 0. Set the start time of the second one to the length of time it takes for the first track to end, plus a little buffer of maybe 1 second. For our example, that'll be 6 seconds. Then, for the last one, add the time of the first two tracks plus their buffers together. So 5 seconds and 5 seconds plus 2 1-second buffers is 12 seconds. There's one more step. If you set the master sequencer to continuous activation as is, it'll start playing the tracks over each other. Why? Because it only considers the sequencer to be 12 seconds long. It doesn't take the length of the final track into account. To solve this, add another display group and set it to the length of all tracks put together plus their buffers. In this example, 18 seconds. Now you can see the sequencer is considered to be 18 seconds long. Finally, set the master sequencer to continuous activation. You can do this with as many or as few tracks as you want. Now, this works great for one small area, but what if you want your medley playing as ambient music for a whole park section? Good news, the display speakers can be used with multiple sequencers. Let me show you what I mean. This item is Park Speaker Display. If you're not familiar with sequencers, you may not have figured out what the speaker was even for. Its purpose is to connect to a sequencer and pipe out whatever music the sequencer is playing. So let's set out a few of them. Go to your Western Piano 1 sequencer to the Audio tab. Click the button that says Edit Speakers and then click and drag to select all three display speakers. When you click Confirm, that first track will be playing from the display speakers. Repeat this for the other two sequencers. Now the music from all three sequencers is playing from all of these speakers. You can arrange them along a path in your park so the whole area is playing your medley. Clicking a speaker will also show you which sequencers are attached to it. And that's it! I hope you find this tip helpful. Feel free to like or comment and leave any suggestions for quick tips or tutorials you'd like to see me do. And if you want random updates from my Planet Coaster exploits, you can subscribe too. That's all for now. Bye!